I have to say that although the brief was to talk about business advice that I've been given, this is actually about observations that I've made in the time that I've been running Revolution. So I might be accused of cheating slightly, but I hope you'll bear with me with that. So in the time that I've been working with Revolution, I've had the privilege of working with lots and lots of different sorts of clients. We work with people in the public sector, private sector, lots and lots of different sorts of people at different stages in their business life cycle. And it's actually a huge privilege to get to know them and find out about their business ideas. But in the time I've been doing that, 3 people have really stood out for me as true entrepreneurs, and I thought it might be useful just to have a think about them with you tonight, because I always reference things that I've observed from them. So the first one that we're listening tonight is Tom, not really called Tom, and I've called him Bentley Boy because Tom bought himself a Bentley the day that he put his first £1 million in the bank. And he rang me to tell me that. And I've known him since he started the business up, and he's a very driven and committed person. Richard, I didn't want to call him Dick tonight, he's an Aston Martin driver, that's his second car of choice, and he's a family man. At the age of 32, he decided he didn't want to be in the public sector anymore. He wanted to use his talents and energies to set up a business, and he's been an entrepreneur ever since. And Harry is a fairly smooth guy. He did very well in sales, working for somebody else. So well, in fact, that he actually took the business over, and since then hasn't failed at all. I just wanted to say that these guys haven't got silver spoons in their mouths. One of them was at least a part-time boxer. One of them started off as a brickie, and the other one did Latin American dancing, although not for a living. But they're people that have really grafted and built their businesses up. And I've sort of spent quite a lot of time thinking, what do these guys have in common? What is it about them that makes them stand out, and not just their choice of smart cars, really. And I thought if I could distill what they're good at, it might make a bit of a recipe that I could use myself to learn from and to try to emulate in the way that I do business all the time as well. So this is just my ponderings. I'm just going to whiz through a few things that I've observed. The first is that all of these guys are massively energetic. They kind of get out of bed and make the world look small. You know what I mean? They're really charismatic people, and they make loads happen in their business. They never have a quiet day in business. They're on the phone to me first thing in the morning, moving things forward all the time. But they're also very careful. They think and they analyse their business to the degree where it's a bit sad, really. You know, they're always looking at figures, always looking at business performance, always thinking how to do it better. They're also very inquisitive and massively open to new ideas. They're all different ages, from different backgrounds, but they listen to people and they take on lots and lots of information all the time and channel it into their businesses. And they're really people. You know, they get absolutely the best out of everybody, whether they're members of their team directly or whether they just come into contact with them through their business lives. They're really good at getting people on board and using those energies for their own business purposes. They also respond really quickly to change, and we've talked a lot about fear of failure and the threats of business. It's not always been an easy ride for them, and they have really terrible times, but they can adapt and change easily. And when I say that, it's not about kind of shedding a skin and being very superficial, but they have the ability to be very agile in business, to see what's working and to respond to it very quickly. And they never ever lose sleep about failure. You know, again, lots of people have talked about failure, but they have the ability to take failure on the chin, not let it knock them at all, and get up the next day and carry on absolutely regardless, and take everybody with them, so that everybody in the business is 100% focused on what they do well. And to me, that ability to just move on and keep being agile in business is really what gives them the energy and that incredible impetus to keep replicating success. And they do exactly that. This to me seems to be a cycle that they have all the time in their business. They're always going through that process and repeating it, and they seem to just escalate from success to success, not without worries on the way, but that to me seems to be a little hint of how they achieve the